Remote work is the best, and I'm going to go over some of the best places that I've worked remotely in the last 5 or so years since I've been a digital nomad internet entrepreneur. So I'm going to get into, from personal experience, what my favorite places and what the best places I believe are to work remotely. But, I do need to give a quick shout out to Nomad List, because they have a great resource that I've used of all the different best cities in the world rated by other digital nomads to work remotely. A little bit about me. I've been an online entrepreneur since 2012, and I've traveled to over 40 countries in that time span, just working everywhere around the world. Traveling was really one of my major goals. It was the reason why I started an internet business. It's the reason I got into internet business, because it was the only business that would allow me to be anywhere in the world I wanted to be and still make money and still earn something sizable for myself. So a little disclaimer about this video is I'm going to go over the best places in the world to work remotely, not like the actual specific locations. And I actually will name a few locations, but one thing you'll want to know is that wherever you are in the world, you want to make sure you have a quiet place. I'm putting quiet here, right? These are my 4 little tips about working remotely. Quiet place is important because if you're shooting videos or if you want to be focused, I think it's always good to have a quiet place. That being said, here are my other criteria of places to work remotely in general. You need to be in cities where there's a fast internet connection, okay? Fast internet is so essential to working remotely, and it's one of the biggest problems that I ran into trying to travel the world and work. I'd get to a country like Cambodia, and they have just absolutely awful internet connections. You can't work. You can't get anything done. If you need to upload video files, if you need to download videos, if you need to watch videos, if you need to upload a website or download a website, or, a lot of just normal things I think that go along with, running an internet business. You just need fast internet. I think it's kind of the nature of the beast. So go to places where there's a fast connection. And I'm going to go over a couple specific locations right after this of my the place at the top of my list. Kind of like right along up with a fast connection is you want a steady connection. Now I've gone to places like Haiti or Vietnam or even even certain locations in Thailand, and the connection is just on and it's off. They're brownouts because the electricity infrastructure isn't built up enough. So, the whole power grid browns out around, noon or whenever people are using the most air conditioning. And that happened to me a few times in certain places in Thailand. But you want to go places where this connection is steady. If you have to do a meeting, if you have to do a business call or a conference call, you can't have that call drop in the middle of your go-to meeting and, the internet's out for 5 to 10 minutes, and then hop back on and say, oh, sorry, the internet browned out here for 10 minutes, because then they're just going to say, why the heck did I allow you to work remotely in the first place? This is an inconvenience to me. So you don't want to do that. If you have a remote job, you don't want to be dealing with those issues. You're lucky enough to have a remote job. You need a steady connection. So, make sure to check the down up time and whatnot of the place you're at. The other criteria I give to working remotely is cheap. Having a cheap place to work remotely is a big benefit. Assuming that you've got that fast, steady connection, you can really work anywhere. And that's the benefit, is you can save a lot more money. If you have a job for a German or a British or American company, and you can work somewhere else in the world, that's fantastic, because you can take that extra money that you would be spending at your cost of living and saving that up. Now, a few of my favorite places to work remotely, the first one I would say is, Chiang Mai, Thailand. And there's a lot of good places to work remotely in Thailand, but Chiang Mai is one of my favorites. Chiang Mai is great because it has a great community of other expats, and expats means expatriates, people from other countries. So there's a lot of Westerners, there's a lot of people from America, Australia, and Europe that are hanging out in Chiang Mai. It's a lot of people that speak English that are from America, you can just, or from Europe, that you can just connect with very easily. And they have a lot of businesses that just cater to Westerners, which is really nice. So you're living in a very foreign, it's a jungle, right? But there's businesses like rock climbing. Rock climbing is not something they do, they naturally do in Thailand. But, I'm a big rock climber, and they have some great rock climbing areas, and they have, people who will belay and assist you, and, they have holds carved out and place around there. So that's what I mean by you can get some of these really cool Western things you'd want in these foreign places. So I like that about Chiang Mai. They have all sorts of stuff. It's extremely cheap. It's in the north of Thailand, and it's very laid back vibes, and they have pretty consistent internet. So that was a really cool aspect of Chiang Mai. The second place in Thailand that, I'm a huge fan of, and I believe, many other people are. It's kind of what I call, it's kind of the decompression chamber for all, travelers in the world. I mean, this is the spot where, all roads kind of lead to Rome when you're backpacking or when you're a digital nomad, is Bangkok. Bangkok is, they have fast, steady internet. It's a big city with literally every Western amenity you could want. And it's fairly cheap. I mean, if you're looking for some of those Western comforts, it's not the cheapest place in the world. I'm going to go over one of the cheapest places that fit these criteria in the world I've seen in a second. But Bangkok has a huge community of, Westerners that are there. They have, a lot of businesses that cater to Westerners. If you want, it doesn't matter what you want, hamburgers, pizza, if you want fried chicken, they have KFC, they have McDonald's, they have a TGIF there, they have Chili's, they have Fat Burger there. They have everything you would want. You could go to Bangkok and, nothing, you could have this totally foreign experience because it's very culturally foreign, but you could hang out with all Westerner. It's really great. I really like Thailand. It's got so much culture and it really blends in foreign cultures very well. Now, the third place I'll recommend is one of the more exotic places, and it's extremely cheap, but they actually have really good, steady, fast internet. They have a good community of expats there, and they have really cool culture. I mean, it's really, and just beautiful countryside. The city itself isn't that nice. It's Medellin, Colombia. And I was in Colombia. I stayed 3 months in Colombia when I was traveling. And, part of it was, I took a 6-week kind of intensive on salsa dancing. I wanted to learn the Colombian style of salsa dancing. It's a little different than the kind of like straightforward way. And that was really fun. For me, I'm very left-brained thinking. So I'm trying, I wanted to learn how to dance to get me out of that. And I also really enjoyed their kite surfing, and I went on some jungle excursions. And Colombia is really great. And as I said, a lot of Americans live there. There's a huge community of Americans that live in Colombia. I'd say Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia are 3 major hot spots for Americans outside of the US. So that goes into my 4th place, which is Costa Rica. Costa Rica, massive community of Americans, very open-minded, self-conscious or conscious, a lot of conscious entrepreneurs. A lot of people run companies down there, and hire people. So there's a whole community down there, and there's all the Western amenities you want as well, if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, cool. But if you want your Heinz ketchup, go for it. If you want your nice medical care, it's there. So you can get all this stuff in Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a great spot to check out. And the 5th place, the last place I'll throw on this list, is probably one of the coolest and one of the least known, and they've got a great internet connection, and it's Taghazout, Morocco. It's this place on the seaboard of Morocco. It's inland from, I believe it's somewhere close to like Marrakesh or something. But there's this co-working spot called Sundesk. Sundesk, Sundesk, and it's run by a German woman. She was a traveler, she was a digital nomad, and she wanted to settle down, start a business, and she started this great co-working spot that has really fast internet connection, and there's great surfing all along the coast. Okay, it's like Morocco is a surfer's paradise. There's so many Germans that come down from Germany and surf there. It's like insane. I never knew how many Germans there were in Morocco. There's more Germans than French in Morocco, and the French used to own Morocco. I don't know how that makes sense. But it's a great spot for surfing. It's also a great spot for kite surfing, which is one of the reasons I was there. And they've got all these amazing like hidden valleys and desert oases around there. It's so freaking beautiful. I went on a safari in the Sahara Desert. There's this big line of mountains called the Atlas Mountains. You cross over these mountains and you're in the Sahara Desert, which is this huge desert that spans all of Africa. And we rode around on camels, and I stayed in tents, and all of this was like 2 hours away from Tagazout. You're in a completely foreign, it was so awesome, and it's so amazing and very foreign. Don't have a lot of Western amenities in Tagazout, but you have what you need, and you have very fast internet. So I really loved that place. Now, if you found this video helpful or informative in one way, let me know what was the best either tip or the best place that I named that got your interest the most in this video. Make sure to like, subscribe if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how you too can work remotely. And if you want to learn what I do for a living, I'm an internet entrepreneur and have been for since 2012. There's a link in the description which includes a free training so you can learn about what it is I do to make money for a living.
I think he provides value at the end of the day. That's what it's about. If you don't make money, it doesn't really make sense. So, I see people succeeding, and that's a win.
But the only thing's going to stop you from not succeeding by following John's rules is you. You're the only person that keeps you from success, because John's going to show you the way to go.
Hey, what's up? It's John Cristani. Can I be perfectly honest with you? So anyone who tells you that making money online is easy, they're just flat out lying to you. Anybody who tells you that you can get rich quick, or that you can, there's a magic solution to making lots of money online, is just full of a lot of BS. Because whatever we earn in life, it will be related to two things: the skills we have and the demand for those skills in the marketplace. So let's get started.